The succubus is a female demon that absorb human energy. Succubus were taken in and trained by Egric College to learn the knowledge of charm. Every year a outstanding graduate are sent to do the tasks of the Demon King's army. One of these graduates is Ran. She's a white-haired succubus seen as a goddess among her peers. And is also the first 5A succubus since the school was founded. Everyone believes she'll lead the succubus to a bright future. She enters a room, where her succubus teacher kneels. While everyone stands, the brunette informs Ran that her target will be Mo Gushan. Her teacher warns that Ran shouldn't go because it is the mountain of death for all demons. She implied that everything will be fine and everything she does is for her fellow succubus. Ran's teacher cries, which annoys a demon. He asked if a picked-up succubus is worth crying over. The teacher exclaims Ran is the best in the school. The demon replied since she's the best then she should be able to fulfill her mission. Meanwhile a group of human attempt to capture a mountain peak. But are all annihilated by when Gian Shion, an attacker kneels and begs to be let go. It's because they overestimated themselves that they dare to challenge him. His words mean nothing. Gian Shion orders him to get up and continue. No one has visited for a very long time and he's quite lonely. The man is frightened and asked to be let go. He then realized Gian Shion is still single and offered his daughter to be married to him. He excitedly exclaims, "Let me show you her picture." Gian Shion stated she's beautiful so don't push her into the fire pit. It's common for no less than 100 girls would come seeking Gian Shion hand in marriage. However 70% return because of the thin air of the mountain. And the remaining 30% couldn't stand the environment and left after 10 minutes. The mountain is filled with poison substances, miasma. And even high-ranking monks can't stand the environment. He would love to meet them halfway, but he is the intersection between the human and demon world. So he must stay there. Demons who destroy everything will be eliminated. Ran is transported to the Mogu mountain. Ran identify her target. She slowly sneaks behind him. Mo senses her present and order her not to hide. He noticed that she's a new face. Mo informs her that it's basic etiquette to give your name before a fight. The succubus then announce in a sexy pose, she's come to conquer him and he should be honored to be her first. Gian Shion replied that she should talk louder and look at him when he's talking. She has practiced a long time for this day, but can't help but feel embarrassed. She then gathered the courage and response that she's a succubus and she's come to conquer him while blushing like a tomato. Gian Shion smiles and greets her, then happily accept the challenge. With a perverted smirk Gian Shion informs her that they must have fun first. Gian Shion seals her in a sword array, then announce if she's unable to conquer him, she'll be exterminated. He places a sword at her neck. But it seems she likes it. The sword sparks as a countdown to turn her to ash. However Ran is very nervous although her professional courses are 5A and have given speeches as the student representative every semester. Ran isn't used to real human beings, only textbooks. Gian Shion exclaims, "You have wasted a minute." He taunts her asking if wagging your tail and acting pitiful is the succubus way of fighting. Ran is reminded of her trauma as a child, where her teacher begs a monster to spare them. After that she started crying and begging again. Ran smiles seductively exclaiming a succubus never ask for help. Ran utilized the skills she has learned. First rule, kissed the target lips and absorbed the essence. But she backs away unable to kiss a man she's just met. Ran then remember that a kiss is just a means of increasing lust and indirect contact is fine. Ran stopped mid-fight to check her memory. Ran runs towards Gian Shion, blocking her face with the book. He stops her with a finger, then obliterated the book. And landed in Ran's mouth. Gian Shion throws her back. She does a backflip covering her mouth, and land in her head calling mom. Gian Shion explained that she hit the border of the sword array. Ran touches her lip, remonstrating on his touch. Ran was annoyed at Gian Shion mocking expression. And thinks it's expected of a man who scares the Demon King. Ran uses her ultimate move that she can use only once a month. Called Arrow of Love, it makes your lust reach its peak. Gian Shion then blocks it with his sword and sends it back, hitting her head. The Arrow of Love can be used in all races, even oneself. Every month succubus shoot each other to see who has the best charm. And Ran is the champion of every competition. Gian Shion informs her 10 minutes have passed. She replied that Gian Shion should take a break and wait for the arrow effect to end. Gian Shion grabs her tail, giving her shivers up her spine. Gian Shion announces he'll kill her, has agreed. She tells him to stay away, no telling what she will do. Gian Shion asked if she will die immediately or should they have fun first. Ran remembers her teacher wounded. Bloody body with bondages and her friend bloody with bondages. Their teacher was happy to do it for them, and her friend dreams of succubus being looked up to. If she dies now, it would have been for nothing. She yells she won't be killed by him. She uses all her magic tricks until she's exhausted. An army of succubus are summoned, and each taken a specific fetish. Beautiful catgirl, mature doggy girl figure, little sister complex. Now all three try to seduce him. Due to the arrow, her clone's mind are confused and infatuated at the same time. Ran attempts to rest, while the clone keep them distracted. With a powerful sword skill, Gian Shion destroys the clones. Ran believed that Gian Shion doesn't have a woman he loves. Seeing his raised sword, Ran apologizes to her principal and juniors. Seeing her closed eyes, Gian Shion asked if she's afraid. He tells her not to be afraid. She cuts him off and yells for him to do it quickly. Gian Shion taps the arrow in her forehead, and his sword broke. She asked in shock why. He tells her a sword can purify negative effects by demons. The sword effect is broken and Gian Shion tells her to go for the sake of her not smelling blood in her mouth. Ran blushes and wonders if he's not as scary as everyone said. He warns her that this place is not for the weak. However, Ran says this opportunity has benefited her a lot. And she'll go and practice. Ran runs away. Suddenly she is struck by a baton with spikes. She falls on the ground, and the demon pierces her chest with his toe. It smiles and informs her the army has no use for trash succubus. He's been watching from the moment she activated the teleportation array. But he was surprised that he destroyed Gian Shion's sword. However, he doesn't want to give credit to someone he views as cannon fodder. It leaves the half-dead succubus and goes for Gian Shion's head. Gian Shion asked if he's her partner. It responds no one wants to be around that lowly race. We are taken to a flashback, where Ran's teacher Horn has broken off due to being struck by the spiked baton. Because she refused to let her students accompany him. Originally in the demon world, the succubus is a lowly race made for entertainment. They're kind enough to get beaten and smile while holding a child that's not your. Remember to like, comment if you want part 2 and subscribe. Ran exclaims they were never their playthings, she went out to fight, not the demon. It became furious, then laughed, exclaiming her race is about to be discarded at birth. Gian Shion tells him that she's better than him, she didn't sneak around searching for credit. She actually challenged him. It smirks and mockingly asked if he's done teaching his lesson. And if he hasn't noticed a situation, it tower over him. It lifts its giant spike baton, but with one strike the baton was shattered. Before he knew what happened, the demon was shattered to pieces. His last words was, "Where is your sword?" Gian Shion tells it that the hilt is enough for him. Ran was shocked that the commander of the 4th Magic Army died so easily. It was great, it meant the principal would be safe. Ran thinks she can die happily and closed her eyes. She opens them and starts blushing. She cover her chest and look at Gian Shion like a pervert. Gian Shion warns her not to move around. Ran blames herself for him losing his sword. He laughs and explains in the sword array as sword are infinite. She exclaims he's strong, farewell. Gian Shion explains that their physique was not as good as the demons. Without a strong body or tough outer skin, they'll get hurt. Same as the succubus, she teleports back to the demon world, where she informs the upper heads of what happened. They celebrate her coming back alive and exclaim someone like the 4th commander would die unjustly. The principal and her juniors set up the banquet. Ran thanks the Demon King for her kindness, and exclaims now she'll be a part of the demon army. She exclaimed not to speak nonsense. She goes close to her here, and tells her as long as she goes to Magashan tomorrow everything will be fine. She explains that the sword master's strength is extraordinary and she's unarmed. She orders her to take the key of the treasury of the magic army and pick a weapon. The Demon King asked how they're enjoying their steak. They thank her and says it's juicy and delicious. Hearing the word steak, she wonder if they cook the 4th commander. The Demon King look at a skull and annoyance they don't raise waste. I'm ending this here. If you want a part 2 with longer length, comment below. Like and remember to click the notification bell to know when I post videos.